All right, welcome back to another edition of Run for Covers. This is the video series where I go through basically like a cover run list where DC or Marvel or whatever would have like a theme that they would run through a bunch of different titles, and they would do something like, Wolverine art appreciation or Thor goes to the movies or whatever weird little topic they felt like doing, for a month or so. And the last couple of weeks I did the Women of Marvel, and I got another similar topic just to kind of wrap up that kind of series today. So hopefully you like the content here on the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything, and just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and I'll be back with this week's topic and this week's books. Okay, so as I kind of teased a little bit there in the open, we're sticking with a kind of a similar theme. The last couple of weeks, I did the Women of Marvel from 2010 and the Women of Marvel from 2015. So we're going to kind of grow on that and go into the next year, and we're going to look at the Women of Power from Marvel in the year 2016. Now, these basically focus in again on the characters from Marvel, not the artists, as we did the 1 week. While some of the artists are female and they're working for Marvel, the topic of this list is going to be the characters themselves. So hopefully you like this. And yeah, we got 25 books on this list for this week, and there are some pretty cool covers mixed in here. I do have a few. I only put the one that I could find easily next to me, but these are some covers I think that are worth taking a look at because they're not bad. There's a couple of good ones in here. So with that said, let's just start the list off, going right off the bat. We're going to start with A-Force, number 3. This is a Jamie McKelvey cover. Not too bad, very bright. I mean, it is Dazzler being featured here on the cover, as you can see, but it is A-Force title. You can see the Women of Power logo is on the cover. So all of these, you'll be able to find that little kind of like badge, that little stamp to let you know that this is part of this run of books. Unlike I think last week's with the Women of Power from 2015 didn't have that. But these, you can see it right there on the cover. There's a little Women of Power, like little stamp, little badge. And it's basically colored for whatever issue. So that little title, the little logo is going to change depending on the cover makeup for each cover. So I think that's also a nice touch too. So it kind of blends seamlessly in with the art and isn't just too doesn't stand out too much and isn't pain or take away from the art at all in any way. But this is a decent cover. I like I said, the bright colors, the yellows, the purples, not too bad. Kind of grabs your attention. This one, $7 basically to $15 out on the market if you're looking at what's available. So not awful. That's going to be kind of the pricing for a lot of these. A lot of these might just be cover price and a little bit more, maybe up to that $10 to $15 range. And then there are a few that do get a bit pricey, and there's one that's very, very pricey. But we'll get to that once we reach it. But for this one, if you want to see what this one sells, this A-Force 3 with the Dazzler feature on the front, you can see that $650 price is what it sold for November 22nd, and then one sold for $10 back at the end of September. So it doesn't sell a lot, but that's kind of the range. It's $10 and under, basically. So not terrible if you're interested in this one. And like I said, it's not bad. It's not too bad. Which is going to take us to our next book. We are going to look at all new, all different Avengers. Again, you can see the little Women of Power stamp there right underneath the title. You have the new Wasp, I believe, featured on this cover. Is this Nadia Pym, I think, in this issue? But issue 7 of the run, pretty cool. You put all the little heads inside the head. It makes for a nice little image there. This one is done by Evan Shanner. I don't know if I'm saying the name properly. Available copies on this one are pretty cheap. You can see most of them $4, $5, $9.50, $10.95. So cover price to like $10 is what you're looking at if you go shopping for this one online right now. And even some of these you might be able to find in those cheap boxes if you dig at your shops, because again, these weren't incentives. I believe these might have been qualifying orders, but there in some cases are plenty of them around, and they kind of just blend in with the regular run of titles. So there are copies just probably tucked away in those cheap boxes. Dollar bins maybe, but back issue bins might just have them for a cover, like I said, or maybe even less if you're lucky. Just look, just take a look and see what your shop has for you. Now, this one sells, on the other hand, for basically the same, like $6.50. One sold for in the middle of November, and then $12.99 with free shipping back in October. So again, similar pricing as the first, and that's going to be kind of a theme that runs throughout for most of these books. Now, the next one gets a little bit pricier, but I think that a lot of this has to do, again, with the current popularity of Kate Bishop in the current Hawkeye run. So, this all-new Hawkeye, number 5, just like the anime, the manga issue number 5, but this is the next volume, number 5, Women of Power cover, is a Phil Noto cover. I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. You got the, Lucky the Pizza Dog there. You got Clint Barton with her as well. Pretty cool cover, and one that is, again, timely with the Hawkeye show still on right now. And as I mentioned, this one's a little bit more pricey than the others. You can see right now available copies, $20 to $50 are the asking prices on this one. So you can see some of these can get a little expensive, depending on, again, on the cover art, the cover character, the title, whether there's anything important happening inside the guts of the book too, could really push it to that next and even next level. But this one, again, 20 to 50 are the asking prices. What does it actually sell for? Well, the best offer was accepted for $17.50 just on December 11th, and then one sold not too long ago for $30. And that best offer accepted was only $15. So 15 to 30 seems to be the actual selling range, whereas 20 to 50 is the asking prices right now. So again, if you're interested, those are your starting points for shopping. Again, I'm giving you these prices just for informational purposes, just so you can make the determination on your own whether you want to go and buy something like this or even sell something like this if you have it in your collection and you want to cash in to go buy something else. Now, next up, we have another interesting book with all new Wolverine. Yeah, we're getting a lot of all new titles because this time in Marvel, everything was all new. All new now, all new .1 now, all new, all different now. It's kind of annoying as a collector with everything being all new. Like, I don't need you to tell me that. But Women of Power cover, all new Wolverine. Yes, this is Laura Kinney, X-23, issue 6. Pretty cool. She's jumping out the window, flying right at you. This cover was done by Vanessa Del Rey. So, doesn't look like her usual style. Like, this is a little bit brighter than what I'm used to seeing from her covers, but definitely pretty cool and one to keep an eye out for. And if you are looking, well, this one may run you anywhere from about $20 to $25 thereabouts. So $20 plus seems to be the asks. And the actual sales are, look, one sold for $1.99. So keep an eye on those auctions. And then $16, both in November. So again, watch those auctions because books like this, where a lot of people aren't looking, sometimes get scooped up for really cheap when they're thrown up at auction because nobody's shopping for these. Like I said, this isn't an incentive variant. This isn't something that's going to catch somebody's eye like, ooh, it's a 1 in 50, it's a 1 in 25. Some of these type variants are just as hard to find as some of those incentives, if not harder in some cases, but they're not as easy to search out when you go through your little, your eBay search types, because not everything will list it even as a variant, or they may not list it as, Women of Power or anything like that. It's a crapshoot sometimes. So sometimes you got to do a little searching and a little digging, and you might find a nice cheap one if you know what you were looking for. So that's why I'm hopefully giving you this information so you can find some of this stuff for cheap and add it to your collection if you're looking for them. Now, with that all being said, we're gonna go to the one I have sitting next to me here, Amazing Spider-Man number 9. Pretty cool black cat cover. I like this image, her kind of dropping down. To the martini glass is pretty cool. This is a Tula Lotte cover. I dig it. It's got that nice little kind of like a painterly kind of vibe to it. Like you almost see like brush strokes in the background. I dig it. And this one, available copies, $20, $28, $15. So 15 to 30-ish. It seems to be the asking prices. Not too bad, but the actual sales can be cheaper. Look, $4 one sold for. One bid at auction. About $8, another one with one bid, and then a $15 buy it now. So even though the asking prices seem a little bit high, keep an eye out. You can see even these ones can sell for as low as cover price or less, like the all-new Wolverine. Yeah, all the copies right now are asking $20, but you can sometimes sneak it for $2 or $4, even on eBay, if you're patient or you have it in your search, or you just get lucky with the timing. But also, check your shops. It's like I said, a lot of shops might not be pricing these books up because, again, they're not incentives, so they may not care all that much. Which is going to take us to Black Widow next. Black Widow number 1. Pretty cool cover. Again, you see the Women of Power matches the black and red to go with the Black Widow. I like how, again, like they use the the trade dress kind of like matching that little Women of Power badge. But this Kevin Wada, if I'm saying his name properly, cover is out there, and you can have this one for as cheap as $4 to like $10. So again, not that pricey on this one. Definitely not that expensive. And if you want to see what the sales are on this, well, they're still going to be right in that kind of range. Look, 2 copies there sold for about $6.50. So again, not too expensive, not too bad on this. So far you can start building out. It's a big cover list. It's a big run if you want to get all of them. It's 25, but a lot of these can be cover or just a few bucks over. So it could get pricey to get all of them, especially when we get to some of the bigger books. But hey, if you want to try it, have fun. And if you do have any of these, or you are hunting these, or you do pick these up, tag me. I like to see when people pick stuff up or they have some of this fun stuff in their collections to begin with. I do not have all of them. I do have a few of them, but you know, it's not really a plan to hunt these. It's more of a, if I luck into it, it's kind of like a little side project, little scavenger hunt kind of thing. But that all being said, tag me in your posts on Instagram. I love seeing, you know, pickups and haul videos and stuff like that. So, or even just, you know, pictures. But that all being said, moving on to our next one. This is Sam Wilson. Well, Captain America Sam Wilson, I think is how it's actually listed. But when Sam was the Captain America in issue 7, Women of Power, pretty cool cover. I mean, this is it's a Misty Knight, I believe, on the cover here featured. This is a Nen Chang cover. Don't know a lot of this artist. Available copies though, $10 to $20 thereabouts. So again, not terrible. A little more than cover, but prices that actually sold $4.45 to $10. So again, cover to $10, not awful. So you can still keep building this out at a decent price. Captain Marvel #3 rolls in next. Again, see, red and the blue. They're matching the Women of Power logo with the cover or the character. I like it. Like I said, it's that attention to detail that I dig. Emanuela Lupacchino is the cover artist on this one. And covers for this can be found out online for about $8 to $20. So get a little pricier. Again, Captain Marvel, I guess, a little bit more of a popular character. Lupacchino is an artist that some people do go hunting for. So that, I think, plays into why some of these are a little bit pricier than some of the $4 cover price ones. But moving on to what actually sold. Once again, you can see $6.50. So it's not a terrible price. Just a couple of bucks over cover. Not too bad on that. Granted, that one was from the UK, so shipping's going to be a lot, but hey, that's what's sold. So it is what it is. Which takes us to Daredevil next, which we get Elektra featured on the cover for Daredevil #5. This is well before she actually becomes Daredevil, but pretty cool cover. I mean, it is kind of a familiar pose for her, but I still kind of dig it. Psy flying right at you. And this cover was done by Sarah Pacelli. And yeah, in some cases, as I said, some cases we are getting the female Marvel artists working on the female characters for Women of Power, but it's not always the case because we got, you know, plenty of men doing some of these covers on this list as well. But for this, available copies can be found out there for $10 to $25. So again, kind of like Captain Marvel, a little bit pricier. I think it's a mixture of cover artist and the subject. So going to cost you a couple of bucks more to add this one. But you can, again, still sneak them cheap. As you can see, copies sold $3.50 with one bid and $9.43 buy it now. So again, less than cover price. Auctions can be scooped up if you are lucky and paying attention. Moving to our next, we have Deadpool, Women of Power. This is Deadpool #8. This was the, I think it's Deadpool 2099. It was a female version of Deadpool. I think maybe, I don't know, I remember the relationship, granddaughter or something like that. It's been a while since I've actually read it. But Deadpool #8, decent cover. I mean, Annie Wu did this one. I don't know a whole lot about this character. But, you know, for a time, people were looking at it. Available copies on this, $3 to $10. So again, even undercover to $10. And then actual sale prices on this, well, $4 to $10. So like I said, again, cover price $10 is the familiar price point for these. It's going to take us to Extraordinary X-Men next. Again, I like the trade dress, just kind of blending in. I think the trade dress on this is kind of tying in with X-23 a little bit there with the kind of a very, very deep navy blue with the gold kind of thing. Or I guess maybe it's just the X-Men team as a whole. But Extraordinary X-Men #8. This cover was done by Lionel Francis Yu. Like his cover art. This one's very, very dark, but I think it kind of works in this case where you can let Storm's lightning be the lighting option, so everything's getting kind of lit off of that. I think it's kind of a nice little touch for this cover. Available copies on this one. Well, this one's not going to be too expensive. $2.95 to $8.99. So again, less than cover to even under $10. Prices for those that actually sold. Well, one sold for $7.86 with one bid at auction. So again, less than $10 is what actually moved for. But again, if you want to go buy one, you can buy one for less than cover. Next up, Guardians of the Galaxy, number 6. This was when Kitty Pryde was out there flying the stars with Peter Quill and the crew. Issue 6, again, Guardians of the Galaxy. This is a Sion cover. Kind of like it. Her and Lockheed, aliens. Pretty cool. When she, I think she might have even been Star-Lord at this point, when she kind of took that mantle for a little bit. Available copies on this one, $7 to $11. So again, not too bad. Not too bad. I kind of dig this cover. Don't know if I have this one or not. One sold. Best offer on $4.25 with the accepted $3. So you can see some of these can sell for very, very cheap. So you can build out a good bit of this run for probably less than cover. Even shopping online. But as much as you might be able to bargain hunt and find most of these, our next one is not going to be found at a bargain. Our next one is very, very pricey, and it is not due to its connection to this run of covers. Up next, we have Invincible Iron Man, number 7, Mary Jane on the cover. This is the first cameo appearance, I guess, of Riri Williams, which is why this is a very, very pricey book. Very expensive. It's a variant, even though she's not featured on the cover of either book, really. And to be honest, I don't really care for this cover. I didn't even when it came out, so that's why I did not buy this. I remember when this was on the shelf, and I specifically left this one on the shelf because I didn't like it. I nope, I just didn't care for this. Yeah, just didn't like it. Personal choice. But that isn't to say that I do not enjoy the artist's work, but Kate Niemczyk, I don't know if I'm saying Nemchek, if I'm saying her name properly, but I just didn't really like this one. So that's why I didn't pick it up. And to my to my mistake, because this book, again, is very, very expensive these days, in part because of that first appearance. Well, mostly because of the first appearance, but also it being a variant kind of helps it along too. So you can see raw copies, $275 to $400. So very, very pricey. CBCS 9.8, $625. CGC 9.8, however, $950. Not sure why there's that much of a price gap between CBCS and CGC. That's a little extreme. So you might want to look at that $625. This book still might have a lot of room left. I don't know how far some of these younger characters are going to go as far as some of these prices, especially on the variants and especially in 9.8. So just something to keep an eye on. If you want to see the sale prices, well, 18 bids up to $183.50. Buy it now, $275, both for raw, and then a 9.8 sold at auction for $611.57 on November 21st. So book is still very, very pricey. So this will be your stumbling block if you try to complete this set and do not have this one. So bear that in mind as well if you decide to take up this endeavor. Because like I said, I don't have this cover. I left it. I'm probably not going to get it because I'm not paying these prices personally. But yeah, up to you what you want to do. All right, so up next, we are going to move on to Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur number 5. Again, I like how the trade dress matches the Women of Power logo with the red and the pink there. So you got the red dinosaur and Lanuela. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. The pink of her backpack there. But issue 5, this is a Pia Guerra. Again, I'm butchering names today. I'm butchering them. Cover, available copies on this one, 15 to 33. So this is a little bit pricier because there are a lot of Moon Girl collectors out there. So some of these variants have gotten pricey in the recent months and maybe even the last couple of years. But keep an eye out for them. And if you want to see what actually sold on this one, well, 10 bids up to $22.72, one bid for only $13, and then a buy it now for $18. So you can still see it's kind of in that $15 to kind of $20, $25 range. So could be one of the more pricier ones, but after we just saw Invincible Iron Man 7, that's not pricey at all by comparison. Up next, we have Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, Women of Power. This her issue 5. You can also see a lot of these since all new Marvel nows, all the restarts. A lot of the numbers actually are very close or match. So we have another number 5 variant for Ms. Marvel. Pretty cool cover. It almost has like a propaganda poster kind of feel to it. This is another Emanuela Lupacchino cover. Pretty cool. Available copies on this one are anywhere from $4 up to $30, with a lot of them kind of being that $15 range, which is kind of why I included 3 here. But low end $4, high end 30, but a lot of them are really hovering in that kind of like $15 range. So keep that in mind too. Recently sold on this 6 bids to get to 358. So 6 bids to still sell for undercover. Interesting. And then a best offer on 1075 where $9 was accepted back in October. So again, some of these can be had for cheap, even when some people are fighting over it. 6 bids to get to 358. Next up, Mockingbird, number 1. This is a pretty cool cover. This is a Kirby Fagan. I don't know the artist on this, but definitely kind of a cool little image. I like it. I definitely like it. And Mockingbird is a character we might be seeing more of. I don't know. We'll see. Available copies on this, $9 to $15. Still pretty cheap. And sold copies, well, there were none for this particular cover recently. So now we might start getting to that run where some of these actually haven't sold lately. Because again, it's one of these things. People are not looking for Women of Power covers from 2016 right now. I mean, it's 5 years ago. But I don't know. This is the kind of stuff that I like looking into. This is the kind of stuff that I like digging for because it's not what everybody's looking at right now. Taking us up next to Mighty Thor, number 5. Again, number 5. So this was the Jane Foster Thor, issue 5 of Mighty Thor. Pretty cool cover. This is Laura Braga as the cover artist on this. And copies of this can be had for as low as $6 up to $25, with a lot of them in that kind of like $10 to $15 range. Again. But recently sold. You can see a couple of copies sold for $9, but other copies can sell for as little as $1.48 at 3 bids or 1 bid for 99 cents. So that's what I'm talking about. People not looking at these types of books right now. Hard to find kind of like variants. Oh, not hard to find, but hard to search for. Hard to kind of differentiate them. Kind of like covers. You can find these for cheap if you know how to look for and you know what you're looking for. Because again, look, it's right there. 1 bid, 99 cents. 3 bids for $1.48. You can get these for even online. And then other copies. If you just don't want to go worry about that, $9 isn't too bad to just go buy now, right? Outright. Moving on to our next one, Patsy Walker, Hellcat, number 4. Interesting cover here. Again, the Women of Power matching her outfit colors. Erica Henderson did this one. I know we saw her name, I think, on Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, doing some of those covers. But available copies on this Hellcat cover, $2 to $9. Not too bad. So, again, you can find some of these for very, very cheap. $1.95 asking price. With somebody watching it. Well, somebody watching the $9 one, too, apparently. But sold copies on this, it's over $1.95. So, there you go. Some of these can sell for very, very cheap. You can get online. That was in November. This is a pretty cool one. I do like this one, and I do not think I have this one. Spider-Gwen, number 6. Just something about this cover. I like how it's cut off. I don't know. It's just interesting framing. It's like the Ms. Marvel number 1. It's like a little homage there. But definitely pretty cool. This is yet another Emanuela Lupacchino cover. She's just killing this list with some good covers here. Some great covers, in my opinion. But this is one I kind of wish I had, because I don't think I have this one, but I like the Mary Jane's t-shirt that she's rocking there too. But this one I think is a little bit pricey compared to the rest, with available copies starting at $30, going up to $70, with most of them kind of being in that $40 to $50 range. So again, you can find cheap copies at $30, expensive copies at $70, but this kind of hovers, I think, in that $40 to $50 range, which is kind of pricey. Again, non-incentive variant, but a book that you just don't come across a lot either. So factor that in when you're looking. If you want to see what actually sold, well, you can get it for cheap if you look. 1017 at 4 bids. 9 bids took another one to $22, and then a best offer on $50 where they accepted $35. So don't let all of those asking prices scare you, because sometimes they are pretty high. Keep an eye out, because these aren't sales that are that old. It's only a couple of weeks. Most of those sales at the top there are from November. So these aren't like old age sales from months and months ago. Just a few weeks ago, you can still find these things if you're just paying attention and patient, and you win an auction sometimes for a cheap price. which is going to take us to our next book, Scarlet Witch, #4, Women of Power. Again, Scarlet Witch was all the rage just a couple of months ago with WandaVision, but right now I think her books are soft again. Jamal Campbell on this cover, pretty cool. I like this image. This was a great run of covers with the David Aja covers. And even though this is a variant, $20, I'm sorry, $11 to like $20, so 10 to $20 are the asking prices right now. Not terrible. Kind of like it. And the sold prices, 5 bids to get to 326, 6 bids to get to 948, and then I buy it now for $13. So again, some of these, even with those asking prices of the 10 to $20, you can still scoop it up for look, 326 at auction. So people fighting over it and still paying less than cover. Interesting. Next up, we have the Totally Awesome Hulk, #4. Yes, She-Hulk. And She-Hulk show is coming. A lot of these She-Hulk covers may start becoming scarce as people start looking. So this kind of ties in. This is one of those oddball covers that may start seeing some momentum getting picked up as we get closer to the release of her show and we get some more images and stuff thrown out. But this Totally Awesome Hulk, which is actually Amadeus Cho's title, issue 4. This is a Megan Hetrick cover, and her cover is out there right now for $20 to $25, so it's still not cheap, but it could still go up from there as we get closer again to that Disney Plus release. And recently sold 4 bids to $15.51, a $6.60 buy it now, and a $30 buy it now. So prices are kind of all over the place there. So keep that in mind as well. Next up, we have the Ultimates with America Chavez there, prominently featured on the cover. Cover art by Yasmin Putri on this one. Putri, if I'm saying that right. Pretty cool cover. And this is another character. As soon as we start seeing some more images and we get closer to the release of Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange 2, we know she's going to be in it. Her covers, again, might be another one that start heating up and are worth paying attention to. So right now, this one you can see is pricey. Starting at $32, $50, as high as $125. So $32 to $125. Yeah, that's getting up there. But don't, again, let the asking prices scare you. The actual sale prices are much lower than the $125 right now. In that $35, $30, and a best offer on $25, where they accepted $22. So $20 to $35, it's a little bit more palatable. But just be mindful. These are the types of things that might start picking up steam as we get closer to their releases. We're almost through this list as we take up to Uncanny Avengers. Pretty cool road cover. Again, you can see the Women of Power matching her green outfit. Joelle Jones on this one. Not seeing a lot of Joelle Jones Marvel covers these days. She's been doing a lot of DC, so it's kind of cool to see this on the list. Issue 7, again, of Uncanny Avengers. This one can be found for as cheap as $5 up to $20. So $5, $8, $20, kind of that range. I think most of them in that range of like the $8 to $12 kind of dollars. But you can still find these cheap. 4 bids for $4.25 is a recent sale. So 4 bids and still around cover price. Not terrible at all. And now we have the Uncanny Inhumans. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but this is still a pretty cool Medusa cover on issue 6 of this title. And this is a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. So Bill S. making an appearance on this list with this, like I said, pretty cool Medusa cover. Uncanny Inhumans, again, not the most popular characters right now, following that ABC show, but this one still $8 to like $13 are the asking prices. And if you want to see what actually sold, well, the best offer on $4 and a buy it now for $5.94, and they accepted $3. So again, even when they're listed for cover price, you can still make an offer and get it for cheaper, potentially. So keep that in mind. Which I think takes us to our last cover on this list, the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, #6. I think we might have brought this one up on doing some of the other videos related to Squirrel Girl, but this is a Kamone Shirahama cover. Oof, don't know if I got that one right, but hopefully it was close. Pretty cool. You don't see a ton of Squirrel Girl variants, so hers, again, if anything happens with the character, this is something that we could see getting pricier. But right now, you can still find it for about $10 to about $15, asking prices. And if you want to see what the actual sale prices are, well, 3 bids to get to $1.76, and then a buy it now for just under $10. So again, A lot of these can be had for very, very cheap if you go looking, but that Invincible Iron Man is going to be the kicker if you try to complete this set. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully you're enjoying the rest of the content here on the channel. I still having a ton of fun doing this stuff. Hopefully you're liking it. Let me know in the comments what you think of this cover run, which ones are your favorites out of this run, and which ones you might have. Again, tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see them. And yeah, still just having fun going through these covers. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel and do some more giveaways, and just have fun talking about comics and pop culture and stuff, because I don't know. That's what this hobby should be fun. This hobby should be fun, so let's not take it all too seriously and just enjoy collecting. All right, with that, I'll see you guys soon.